Casciano Chiala suffered a syndesmotic tear during a match with the Germany U17 team. He was substituted after only 32 minutes of play on Wednesday against Portugal. There is even talk of his season being compromised. Oliver Kahn on Leroy Sane: "We always had this problem with Leroy. I used to tell him, if I had your talent, I would be Messi. He would always look at me with wide eyes. He didn't really know what to answer. So I told him, show me." And that is precisely what it is about, getting close to a player like him. Getting him to give his best. While the FC Barcelona presidential election will be held on March 15th, candidate Xavi Villajoana has announced that Harry Kane would join Barca this summer if he were elected. The former Barca player even posted a photo of Kane wearing the club's jersey on Instagram, suggesting that a transfer would be feasible. However, the Englishman has clearly expressed his lack of interest in a move to Barcelona and is expected to extend his contract with Bayern Munich. Max Ebel on player flexibility: "Even Harry Kane does not stay solely in the box. Lucho Diaz and Michael Olise do not play solely on the wings. Football today is more about creativity, no longer this classic and rigid system. The game is becoming increasingly dynamic. That is why we are happy to have many flexible and creative players." Connie Lema is the perfect example. He has played as a playmaker, defensive midfielder, and now fullback. Specialization in a single position is decreasing more and more. Bayern Munich does not plan to inflate its squad this summer. The objective is to maintain a relatively small squad of a size similar to this season. The club is therefore pursuing its current strategy, which consists of prioritizing sales before purchases. Two reasons explain the maintenance of this transfer strategy. On the one hand, sporting results are good; on the other hand, financial resources are no longer as significant as before. The wage bill has not decreased sufficiently to allow for major transfers. Additionally, the absence of the Club World Cup this summer is regrettable. This competition had allowed Bayern to increase its finances in 2025 and avoid losses. Rumors are multiplying regarding a possible departure of Nick Woltemade from Newcastle United this summer, only one season after his arrival from VfB Stuttgart. Newcastle wishes to recover the majority of its investment, which would likely explain Bayern Munich's lack of interest, despite its initial interest in the player this summer. The Parisian staff considers that Mbappé was below expectations during his two starts against Auxerre and Strasbourg. "I consider Amorim to be a very important figure in the history of this club." Diogo Dalot on Amorim's move to United: "I think it's a bit bold to say that. People might find it hard to believe, but as soon as he arrived, he changed a lot of things that you don't see. OL wants to lock down Paulo Fonseca." The Rome-based club is reportedly preparing a contract extension until 2028 for its manager, who is currently tied to the club until 2027. The general manager of Red Star, Pauline Gamer, could become president of OM. The Marseille native is part of a list of leaders drawn up by the McCourt clan. In recent years, she had already nearly joined OM. Gianluca Prestiani certifies to UEFA that he uttered a homophobic insult to Vinicius and not a racist one, in his testimony delivered to the European body. Mbappé: "As soon as he felt provoked, or if he or PSG had a bad match, he would start insulting mothers, insulting you, and telling you to go fuck yourself." Alexandra Aukidja calls out Kylian Mbappé. "In 2021, he told me, you shut your mouth, little player. I said to myself, calm down, otherwise you're going to impale him, take a red card, and everyone will turn on you." That's it. Zinédine Zidane has given his verbal agreement to the French national team. The legend is expected to take the head of the selection after the 2026 World Cup. Kylian Mbappé therefore received a signing bonus of €110 million, payable in 3 installments, when he signed his contract extension at PSG. PSG did indeed publish on the home page of its website the full report of the judgment in the case against Kylian Mbappé. The figures are mind-blowing. We learn that Kylian Mbappé recovered nearly €61 million following the condemnation of PSG. Dean Huijsen, calf injury. Real Madrid confirmed a muscle injury in the right calf. He should be absent between 5 and 7 days and is trying to be back for the match against Benfica. I don't care at all. Pep Guardiola categorically refuses to talk about the Premier League title. I haven't spoken a second about that with my players. Nothing justifies racism. Álvaro Arbeloa takes up the defense of Vinicius. He scored a goal on an exceptional pitch and did a celebration like hundreds and hundreds of players have already done. We are not going to turn the victim into a provocateur. It is unjustifiable to say that. And nothing Vinicius does on a pitch justifies a racist act. Álvaro Arbeloa, Mbappé's knee is much better. It's not completely healed yet, but he feels much better. I haven't spoken with anyone from Bayern, it's not the time. Yang Diamond on his future, I'm happy here in Leipzig and I want to stay focused. One thing I can promise, I will never argue with my club. Of course, I probably won't finish my career here. When the time comes, we will talk about it, but if I stay this summer, I will be totally happy. I talk with Vinicius about our clubs and that obviously includes Real Madrid. Sir Jim Ratcliffe escapes FA sanctions. After a controversial interview in which he claimed that the United Kingdom had been colonized by immigrants, the co-owner of Manchester United was simply reminded of his responsibilities by the English Football Association. No further measures will be taken despite numerous criticisms. Shea Sharahili, former Al Nassr player, last year, Cristiano Ronaldo tried to fast with the Muslim players of Al Nassr during Ramadan. He fasted for 2 days to experience what Muslims feel during the fast. A hell of a statistic. Sadio Mané has scored 111 goals in the Premier League with 0 penalties. If it were up to me, I would choose Al Nassr, because Cristiano Ronaldo plays there. Mario Götze would like to play with Cristiano Ronaldo. The development of Saudi football is positive and many young people want to play there. This will increase the pace of matches and the technical level. It is important to give young people the opportunity to become professionals and live new experiences. Here are the clubs with the largest net transfer profit since 2000. When I was a child, we tackled with force. Scott McTominay on diving and fouls in football, it's becoming too soft. I think it has softened. Some decisions are really too lax. I wasn't used to that as a kid. We were taught to tackle frankly and with force. Now, the slightest contact can be worth a yellow card. Pep Guardiola, neither your place of birth nor the color of your skin makes you better or worse. There is a lot of work to be done. It's a problem of society, not just in football. Racism is everywhere, and if you pretend that racism only concerns skin color, it is your behavior that is racist. It's pretending to be better than others for many reasons. Vincent Kompany, my most formidable opponent? Ronaldinho impressed me the most. Of course, Messi and Ronaldo are probably the best players, but in terms of what I saw on the pitch, it was Ronaldinho. Luis Enrique, what can I say about the Cristiano Vinicius case? Nothing important. Lucas Beraldo should extend his contract at PSG. The Brazilian defender is currently tied until 2028 with the capital club. Dodi Lukebakio had reposted a video on Instagram that deconstructs Mourinho's excuse using Eusebio as an example after the match against Real Madrid. Dodi Lukebakio deleted his repost a few hours later. Good news for PSG, Fabian Ruiz has resumed individual training. Yang Goho is the best dribbler in League One this season, and by far with 57 dribbles. As a reminder, League One awards a trophy for the best dribbler at the end of the season. Turkey won it last year. Sebastian Pocagnoli has no return date for Paul Pogba. Quite honestly, I don't have a clear answer to give you. So there it is? I would like to give you a precise date, but right now it's not possible. That's all I can say. We took my daughter to a toy store. We crossed our fingers that she wouldn't ask for the bike because we didn't have enough money. Keylor Navas talks about the financial difficulties he experienced during his career. With 10 days left in the month, there was almost nothing left in the account. The club had gone bankrupt and our salaries had dropped considerably, not to mention that we weren't earning much anyway. We barely had enough to pay the rent, buy something to eat, and not much more. At the end of each month, we had to use my wife's credit card to cover essential expenses. Gianluca Prestiani does not intend to miss the match in Madrid. The player, targeted by death threats, made the decision to travel to the Spanish capital if Mourinho decides to start him. Keylor Navas, I witnessed the hours that Zidane dedicated to Vinicius. We immediately noticed something different about him. He had points to improve, certainly, but he was a diamond in the rough, endowed with an excellent state of mind and an irreproachable work ethic. His current level does not surprise me because I saw him progress and I saw the hours that Zidane dedicated to him after training. He offered him exercises focused on technique, speed, finishing, and other aspects that helped him develop and reach his full potential. This extra work was fundamental. Keylor Navas, Prestiani? A severe punishment is necessary for those who commit errors intentionally. There should be a punishment to prevent this from happening again. Ousmane Dembélé is already going to miss his 10th match of the season due to injury. After leaving him alone last year, they are coming back. He had only missed for last season due to injuries, 1 in League One and 3 in the Club World Cup. In terms of talent on the pitch, it's Neymar who impressed me the most. Keylor Navas reveals that Neymar is the player who impressed him the most. He could do whatever he wanted with the ball, with his left foot as well as his right foot. When I watched him play, I felt like I was reliving my own moments spent playing with my children. Ney is an amazing player. Luis Campos targets Christos Mouzakitis. This defensive midfielder, who plays for Olympiacos, is a great prospect for Greek football and is attracting more and more attention from European clubs. Benfica files a complaint against Federico Valverde. The Lisbon club has referred the matter to UEFA for assault after the Madrid midfielder pushed away the hand of an opposing player who was trying to grab him. 1 month absence for Lautaro Martinez. Examinations revealed muscle discomfort in the soleus of the left leg. Atletico Madrid wants to recruit Joaquin Panicelli. Gianni Infantino and Alexander Ceferin accused of complicity in war crimes in Palestine. An official complaint, a 120-page document, has been filed with the International Criminal Court. The two leaders are accused in this complaint of complicity in war crimes and crimes against humanity in the occupied Palestinian territory. Here is the new Juventus 4th kit. SL Benfica will punish supporters who made monkey signs. An internal investigation will take place and will lead to disciplinary proceedings. SLB is committed to doing everything possible to ensure that such actions do not happen again at the Estadio da Luz. Gavi resumed collective training yesterday. Vinicius is angry with José Mourinho. The Brazilian considers that putting a celebration or a provocation on the same level as racist insults is disgusting. Journalist, today, you came out to training an hour late. What were you doing? Video session? Discussion? Reprimand? What happened? Hansi Flick, no. We conceded a lot of chances in the last matches and we talked about it at length, as well as what we need to improve. It was an open discussion, and I had to be clear at the end. It is important to talk about it and see how to better manage these situations. Our style is clear, but the conversation simply lasted longer than usual.